Listen, guys, when we get have unforgiveness, we get impulsive and we get petty. Mm-hmm. We get impulsive and we get petty. Yeah. Baby, can you take me something? No. You can go somewhere, get an Uber or something like that. You can go somewhere. I'm busy right now.
He's never said that.
I never said that, but I'm saying, you know, where
exactly.
You get petty, you get impulsive. In other words, you're doing things that, you know, you're making decisions that are going to affect, not only, if only, my wife says it all the time, if only what we do affects only us. Wow. But it doesn't affect only us, it affects the family.
It affects
everyone around you.
And
so
that's,
go ahead, baby.
I know. He's yelling.
She had to pull me back. I know. Hey, guy, I didn't mean to start yelling, but no, it's real.
Yell if you have to. If he's passionate, that's all right. That's all because of that one word, that one
Make it simple. That's right.
Nasty word, unforgiveness.
Unforgiveness
being
is
petty.
You're being petty.
Who's a petty Betty out there because you mad at somebody because you didn't forgive them? I know I ain't the only one.
Could you make me some
petty
eggs? No,
Betty.
I ain't making you no eggs.
You petty, you angry, and you upset, and you just saying, you know what? I'm gonna run that over, or I'm gonna leave that on the floor, or I'm gonna step on that.
You'll make a dish and then you won't make some.
You cook for yourself and not for everybody.
Hey, I'm just cooking for me. Everyone else is on your own. You go get your own food.
Let me tell you.
When you see that, listen,
those are signs of unforgiveness.
The tension is about as thick as meatloaf.
That's a sign. I'm trying to tell you, that's a sign of unforgiveness. When you acting petty Betty, and you saying, I'm gonna cook
I like
for
that.
me.
What you say, petty Betty?
Petty Betty with a petty.
Or petty Eddie. I ain't saying me, but I'm just like, you know, it's just like, yo.
You gotta check yourself. That's the time that we're sharing. Tonight you're gonna be free of that.
Yes,
you learn how to take these are warning signs. And then we're gonna get into the way that you can get through the process of forgiveness. Of being able to forgive. Because when you have the sign of being petty like that, and impulsive, and short-winded.
Listen, some people are petty better than others.
Can I just talk to y'all real quick about this unforgiveness?
Wait, first of all, have I ever been petty?
You have your days, yes.
I may have a day.
But I think we all do.
Yes, we do.
And it's not something that's really bad, but say Evelyn's like saying like her husband doesn't pay her no mind when he acts up. But that's sometimes No, I didn't finish reading it all because I couldn't really get it all in here, but because it's on another page. But I'm saying this to say that sometimes you can address it or sometimes you can overlook it, but sometimes you know what?
If you overlook it, that's like the part in the book where we talk about what's under the rug. What are you sweeping under the rug? When you got a problem, you start sweeping that stuff under the rug. After a while, you get a mound, and then
that's true.
It's going to start to show.
All right, so we're talking about the signs. If you have these signs, sometimes it could be you're upset with somebody and you need to go and talk to them. When was the last time y'all sat down and talked about your issues? I'm talking about your husband.
Yes, your family, your
children.
This goes for children also.
This can be applied. All of these steps
can be applied to family.
Can be applied to your family. It can be applied to your spouse. And so listen and observe. If you are carrying along some of these signs, you need you need to figure out a way to address it. If not, like Ed said, it's in our book.
Yes,
don't sweep
it under the rug.
Right.
And the thing about it, it's such a weight when you have this weight on you.
And
it's a weight that you can get off of you.
Right.
You know, like a good example, my daughter has a weighted blanket, you know, you feel comfortable in it, but it's a weight, it's on you.
Yeah.
You want to release the weight so that, you know what, you're free to express yourself and matter of fact, you're free to be open and vulnerable to what's going to happen.
Listen, that's what Ed said. When you forgive, you become more freely. You become more free in your love, more free in understanding. You become more the authentic you that you are.
Yes.
You know, like Sister Carla is just authentic when she is free from being angry and bitter. You know what? You can be your authentic self because you can look at the person and remember who hurt you and say, you know what? It's all right. Because you know what? I decided long ago. That's it.
I'm going to be you go high, they go low, you go high.
That's it. And that's a step to realize that you have to continually, progressively forgive. It doesn't just happen one day.
No.
Come on, because you know those
It's a
emotions.
process. It is a process.
Listen, when Ed messed up and was like, okay, I thought I was going to be off and I done booked a vacation. I done gave him my money for a deposit.
Listen.
I was furious.
Wow.
Do you think that just went away because I decided to forgive him? No, I was angry. I was so upset that I had to stop and say, when I thought about it, because it comes back.
But no.
It comes back.
Not only if it won't. Excuse me. It won't only affect Angel.
Yeah.
It'll affect me. I would go to work feeling like, yo, and I'm telling you, every time I go to work, there's an issue that happened because I did not take care of the. That's what we talk about lashing out.
Yeah.
I did not take care of the situation that I had to take care of.
All right, so we just talked about some of the signs, baby.
Unsleep. No, you can't sleep. You're sleepless.
Right, you're thinking about it
You're restless.
every day. What happened? How it affected you? We understand. We're talking to y'all tonight. Y'all gonna be free from this. Y'all gonna be free from this tonight.
You can't move on. You know, it feels as though you're stuck. You can't move on.
Yeah. Or you're experiencing bursts of anger. We're talking to you. Are you a witness to that? If you're experiencing some of this,
and you're being petty.
We said
petty Betty. Petty Betty. You're being petty Betty. You know what? You're being impulsive. You're making decisions that will not benefit you.
And
that
I'm
will
nitpicking.
not. Nitpicking.
I'm nitpicking. Oh man, I'm good for. I was good for that.
You could have put a little bit more salt on my eggs if you wanted to. There's not enough.
So we want to.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying that's being petty.
And it's not the eggs. It was probably something that he did that made me angry, and now I'm harboring resentment. I'm harboring bitterness, and so we want to talk to you guys about the steps. Now we're gonna talk.
Now let's break through this.
Let's break through. Y'all ready to break through?
Let's break through. Let's get this stuff. Let's get this weight off of our shoulders.
All right.
And off of our lives, so we can move on.
Yeah.
And be productive in a relationship.
And so here we are. We're talking about the series that we're talking about.
Right. Oh, it's Unforgiveness. It's an 8-part series. The first week one was unmuting your voice.
Right.
Week 2 was unlocking
your relationship.
Unlocking certain things within your relationship. And today we're talking about unforgiveness. The prison of unforgiveness.
The prison of unforgiveness. Y'all, some of y'all are still locked up. And so we want you guys to be free tonight. We're going to give you guys some keys. Y'all ready for your keys to unlock
We have the keys.
We have the keys for you. We want you guys to unlock yourself from the prison of unforgiveness. One more thing before we move on.
Okay, go ahead, honey.
Here's what I recognize, and that was a very small story about my unforgiveness. But there have been other times that I have been done wrong, mistreated, and I cannot hear from the other person to say, I apologize to you. So don't wait on somebody else to give you an apology.
That's true.
Because see, you don't lock that other person up. You
lock yourself up.
And I had to realize that if I never heard them say sorry.
True.
If I never heard them say, I apologize. If I never heard them say, I didn't mean to hurt you. I did you wrong. If you never get a chance to hear somebody say that, do not wait on them. That's what I want to say. Don't wait on them to apologize to you. Forgive them for what they've done to you.
All right. Listen, now it's time to start breaking some chains, okay?
Yeah.
Start breaking this bondage. It's time to get out of prison. We're going to give you guys the keys. Number 1 is to acknowledge the hurt. You have to acknowledge that, okay, I'm hurt. I feel this, You got to acknowledge. When you acknowledge, if you bang your toe, I did it the other day. You bang your toe, right? You're gonna acknowledge that. What is that?
I don't know.
We got some happy face on my thing, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But if you acknowledge the hurt,
it
makes things a lot easier.
Right.
Because you know what you're saying? You're saying, okay, I see it. I understand.
Right.
So that you have to acknowledge, the hurt that you're going through.
All right, can we talk about that? Because some of the women on here wanted to hear you talk about how the men have been responding to some of, when you've done something wrong, when you've hurt your wife, or maybe
listen, a man will beat around the bush. I'm telling you like it is. I'm probably gonna get some hate mail for it.
No,
that's all right though.
But
a man will beat around the bush. It takes a man a little bit longer to come around. Because you know what we're doing?
Well, why?
You know why? Our minds are frazzled. We're trying to think. You know what? There it is. That's the problem right there. We're overthinking what we really need to do rather than being honest and saying, this is what I've done. Now, let me handle it.
Oh, okay. All right. Do you think that we should be more patient with you when you do this or no? Because I'm curious to know why. I didn't have the patience.
Patience come, everyone's patient level is different.
Tolerance,
or the tolerance level is different. If this is something that you keep doing and he's consistently doing it, there needs to be a conversation had.
Yeah.
Listen, this is what's going on. You need to handle this. This is how this makes me feel.
Right. Okay.
And as men, sometimes we'll be like, oh, okay, you got to get their attention. Like we talked about the safe room.
Okay. All right, guys, ladies, y'all hear this? Now, when they have done, and we talked because some of the women have been
goes vice versa.
Right. It should be create a safe place for each other.
That's a safe place
for each other when you know that either one of us have.
Right.
Like when I'll talk about it.
It's a no judgment zone.
Right.
There's no I love that saying you used to say. There's you judge you're handling the problem.
Yes, we're speaking to the issue and not the individual.
Right. We're speaking to the issue and not the individual.
And because most people feel like they're being attacked when you're saying,
yeah. Oh, if you feel like you're being attacked, the first thing a guy's gonna do, he's gonna shut down.
Yeah.
Yo, you ain't I'm out. Hey, I've done it before.
So what would you tell us? I'm sorry, I have to ask these
Go ahead,
questions.
that's fine.
I see a lot of people asking these questions about
what would it tell a guy to do?
Yeah, what would you tell a woman to do when a guy shuts down at that place?
I think the best thing what you should do is listen. If he shuts down, honey, listen. Take a break. First of all, take a break.
Okay.
Step back. Listen. We'll take a break. We're gonna come back. Just give 5 minutes. We'll come back and we'll talk.
That's good.
When you come back, then you start say you gotta set up boundaries.
I'm laughing. Y'all know what?
You gotta set up boundaries.
Eddie would be good for saying, "Babe, I don't want to talk about this right now. I need a break," and he would walk off. And I was like,
"Don't wait, guys, listen. Do not walk off. If you're having a, all right, we're in this room, right? So we're having a conversation, deep conversation. I feel like I'm being attacked, so I can't handle it. I'm gonna walk off.
No.
Do not walk off without, number one, you just say, babe, listen, you gotta do it right. Honey, listen, I really need to take a break. I gotta get my mind right. I'm going into the kitchen, but then I'm coming right back. Let her know where you're going. Don't just walk off and leave the house and don't let her know where you're going.
Okay.
That just adds on to what you're gonna do.
And so then I got angry, and then I started getting resentment because I'm like, wait a minute, what I have to say is so important. I need you to stop and listen and that. And you know what? That's where some unforgiveness came in too, because then it would carry on to the next day and the next day, whatever. And that's what we're saying.
You don't want no carryovers.
Don't take that into the next and then the next, and then before you know it,
true, man.
It's really not him squeezing the toothpaste from the bottom.
Or her squeezing the toothpaste from the top.
It's really him walking away, and I never addressed it.
Right.
And so now I'm living in this place of...
Wait. Go ahead. Say that first. Say the line.
Now I'm in a place of unforgiveness.
Right. Gentlemen, this is something that is very important. I want you to hear this. Listen, I'm leaning in because I want you guys to hear this, okay? This is something that is very important. Women are not mind readers. I'm telling you that right now. Women are not mind readers. If you have something on your mind, if you don't unmute your voice and speak it out, they're never gonna know what's the problem or how you're feeling or what you're dealing with. You have to open your mouth and let them hear what you're dealing with. When you open your mouth, they may be the very person, and they are the very person that help you through that situation to put you on a better track. But you gotta open your mouth. So unmute your voice.
That's really good. I appreciate that. That was good. All right, so that's the first step. Now we're talking about unforgiveness.
Right.
The first step to forgiveness is to what you said, acknowledge.
Acknowledge the hurt.
Because I was hurt. I was mad. He was. I'm sure we have our share of being upset and hurt. Number two is
this is a good one too.
Consider how the hurt and pain has affected you. And that's why we tell you guys, this is the second step. The second step is to understand when you're having that discussion.
True.
Don't address the individual, but address the issue. The issue is you're upset because you weren't being respected.
Right.
That's how I'm just going to talk about. That's how I addressed it. I had to realize that I wasn't being heard. Ed,
right.
You're not hearing me. I need you to hear where I'm coming from.
There's a difference between listening and hearing.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
There's a big difference. And so the second step is consider how the hurt and pain has affected you. And this is when two people, this is when both parties are willing to come to the table.
Right.
You know, this is in this part of relationship. Ed and I, we both had to, you know, acknowledge each other. Number one,
there
right?
You go.
And so now if you are dealing with an unforgiveness that you have experienced, what we're saying to you is no, that's fine. That's fine, babe.
Okay.
No, what we're saying to you is this. If you cannot get the person that offended you, that did you wrong, you can still acknowledge the hurt. Don't dismiss that pain.
True.
Number two is consider how it's affecting you. You can't even get up and do the work that you used to do.
That's so true.
Acknowledge that this unforgiveness is eating you alive.
Wow.
This is what we want you to be free from today.
Right.
Is the pain of unforgiveness and how it
can affect you.
Yeah.
It can affect your life, your body, your health, everything.
We gave them statistics, didn't we?
Yes. I read one today, you know, like just dealing with, in fact, of relationships, you know, with unforgiving, people not forgiving each other. You're talking at least 30% of marriages can fail because of unforgiveness.
That's really good.
30%.
That's sad. Because that could have been me. And so...
And that goes right into the next point we're talking about. Which is number 4, you know, number 3 would be to accept that you cannot change the past.
Guys.
Sometimes, listen, we've done it. I've seen it happen where the past will come into the forefront, and you know you cannot change the past.
No.
You can make your future better. Right. You learn from your past mistakes, but you cannot change the past. But don't let the past be the thing that destroys your relationship in the present future.
We have this saying where we say your current condition is not your permanent position for your promise, okay? And so the current pain that you're experiencing, we're telling you to embrace that.
Embrace it.
Understand. Number 1, acknowledge the hurt.
Number 2 is to consider the hurt.
Consider what's going on and how the pain has affected you.
Right.
Number 3.
You cannot change, accept the fact that you cannot change the past. You can't change
what happened. I couldn't change that Ed did what he did, right? That he made me book this trip and he knew he couldn't go and I lost my deposit. So that's one thing. Or I was very upset. I remember being at a place in ministry where people were just so nasty. And I recognize that hurt me, but I recognize also that I cannot change the past. I can't change what happened, but I accepted it and then I began to move forward. True. And I become a better person because I'm not locked in the prison of unforgiveness right now.
Wow, I love that.
All right, so
listen, if you do us a favor, please like and share the video.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Start a watch party.
Yeah. Why not? We're going to free you guys from your unforgiveness tonight. You're going to take these steps and you're going to move on and you're going to learn that it's a progression of forgiveness.
Yes.
It's an everyday forgiveness. My scripture that I wanted to share with you and that Ed's going to pick up for there's 7 steps to forgiveness. We're on step number 3. I'm going to read you my scripture.
Okay.
And you're going to read the other few steps.
Yes.
My scripture for forgiveness was this. This is what I had to tell myself because I couldn't do it on the foundation of my own merit. I couldn't do it on my own strength.
We always get in the way of ourselves.
Don't do it on your own because I would have not been here right now.
Right.
Ephesians 4:32 is be kind to each other.
Yes.
Tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as God, for Christ's sake, has forgiven you. So that's my scripture. All right, Ed, you can read on to the...
Number 4. Listen, you have to determine whether or not you will forgive.
Yeah.
You have to make a determination in your mind whether or not you will forgive.
Are you going to ask yourself that question?
That's a question you need to ask yourself. All right.
Are you going to forgive your spouse?
Can I say, I look at it this way. Is it something that you can say, you know what? I'm going to forgive what happened to me. I'm going to forgive what this person has done to me, so that you can be free and not locked in unforgiveness prison. Because it's not worth losing
You're not
sleep.
locking the person up. Let me
The other
make
person,
sure.
they're going to go about their business.
Right. The other person that has offended you, the other person that has taken something from you, and I am not minimizing that. Can I just stop? I'm not minimizing.
Hey, Paul.
Hi, cousin. Hi, everybody. And we're not minimizing the pain that has caused you to be in unforgiveness.
Right.
Let's just let that sit in. We're not minimizing the pain that has caused you to be
in unforgiveness.
We're not minimizing that.
I'm just thinking about that. I'm sorry. Not like I blanked out or nothing. I was thinking about
Baby,
that. Wow, man.
Because
that pain right there is something that can set you back. I'll say like years. It can set you back.
You can talk. I thought we have our personal stories and we want to share that with you.
Right.
But we want to get you through these steps. And then we want you all to understand that we don't want you to think that we're minimizing that pain that you are experiencing. But we don't want you to also think that the person or the thing that has offended you, they're moving on about their day. If they're not moving on, they probably, it's not on their radar. Or maybe they've passed on. Maybe they've passed on, the person that did you wrong. Right?
Sure, yes,
the person that miswronged you, they're no longer on this earth, but you're still harboring unforgiveness.
Wow.
What we're saying is that they're out of the equation. You are the one locked up in the bars of unforgiveness if you don't make a decision to forgive. That's all I want to say.
Okay, and number 5, listen, we talk about repair. This is the healing part. When you think about repairing, we said you heal from the inside out.
Yes.
Now the repair begins. You start to heal your body when you say to yourself, you know what? I'm going to forget that person. I'm not going to harbor this. I'm not going to hold on to this anymore.
Right.
So what happened? You start to repair yourself.
And when
your heart gets repaired.
I saw my note. I had wrote this down because it touched my heart. And when you start to repair, when you let go of the unforgiveness, then you can tune in to other things more deeply. When I began to forgive Ed, I can tune into my relationship now. Now we have a better conversation.
Yes.
Intimacy is better, at all levels, right?
Right. Yes, it does. And the thing is, like when my wife says about that forgiveness, man, I'm telling you, it is such a weight that can be lifted off of you. I just say, I know it sounds repetitive, but it's just real. Yeah. It's because if you ever been bound, if you let something hold you down, especially with unforgiveness, it can be family members, whatever. Somebody done something to you.
Can we talk about death? Someone may have murdered. Like my husband's going to talk about his experience with murder real quick, and then we'll talk about how he walked through the steps of forgiveness, of unforgiveness. Number 6 though, let's talk about
number 6 is to
learn. So our scripture that helped me to forgive when someone really just kind of hurt me, hurt my family, hurt us, I had to have this scripture and I put it on repeat. I put this scripture on repeat. And it was Ephesians 4:32. Be kind one to another. Tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as Christ has forgiven you. And so I looked at it as the one other thing. Remember the golden rule? Anybody remember the golden rule? Like I remember it was like do unto others as you would have them do unto you, right? And so I would remember that. And so yes, lift the weight and boom, you can see things clearer now. But I had to go through to put things on repeat to remind myself. Like what did you use to remind yourself that I'm gonna love myself, I'm gonna love God because God loved me, He forgave me. There's certain things you've got to put into place though. There's
a lot of certain things. And, you briefly spoke about it. I'm not talking about what happened at the house, but as a young kid, listen, when that's what I'm talking about. Listen, I was like when my father was murdered, right? Those who may not know, my father, I was what, 18?
You was
17?
18.
Yeah, I was 18. I was 18 years old.
Just about to turn 19.
Just about to turn 19. My father was murdered.
Brutally murdered. He wasn't good.
In Connecticut. And the resentment, let me tell you something. That right there was my first time going through a process. Yes. You understand? Where I'm in the, like, we go down there and we're handling business and we're doing the thing we have to see. And then I have to face the person in front of me. I'm a kid. I'm only 18 years old. Only thing my height, let me tell you something. They would not put my brother and I in the same room because it was on. But as I grew older, a few years as I grown older, I started to realize it was really affecting me.
Right.
I couldn't really move on.
Right.
I would see, like, if I see something or if I see somebody that looked like him, I'm getting angry, I'm getting upset.
Right.
And then it got to the point, I'm like, yo, I didn't know what to do. But if it wasn't for the prayer of people, now listen, I wasn't in church all my life. I'm just going to say that right now. I wasn't in church all my life. But there were some people who were praying for me.
Right, come on, somebody
praying for me. But listen, they prayed for me. And you know what? I found that once I released and I forgave that person for what they did,
right,
it's like the Lord just wiped it from my mind. And I was able to move on.
And that's a serious offense. And
yes,
to hear my husband go through that process, talk to me about it, and then watch him learn how to do this, as we say in our book, forgive often.
Well,
right?
Okay, yeah.
Right. Thank you for sharing, you guys, on Instagram, YouTube, my page, the Chronicles page, Ed's page. Thank you, everybody, tuning in. So that was perfect. I don't know how I would be able to do that. Thank you for being transparent.
Listen, if you're on Instagram, I know it's about to go off because we've been like a little bit over an hour, but listen, please share the video. Right. Encourage other people. We want to encourage you guys, okay?
So the steps to forgiveness, baby, you want to repeat it?
Yeah. Number one would be to acknowledge.
Acknowledge the
Number
hurt.
2 is to consider how the hurt and the pain affected you. Number 3 is to accept that you cannot change the past.
Right.
Number 4, determine whether or not you will forgive. You got to determine to make a determination.
That's your choice.
5, the repair begins. Start healing from the inside. Repair begins.
Right.
Number 6, learn. Listen, we learn from these things.
Yeah.
And number 7, that's when you can forgive.
And so do it often. We know this is a really sensitive subject.
Yes.
We understand that it can bring tears to your eyes, but we're here to walk you through the process. Yes. If you need more information of the signs of I'm going to share that.
Yeah, share that.
Hold on.
Can we start that over?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and share that. I'll go ahead and post. A title is required.
Yeah, I guess on Instagram they only give you a certain amount of
We're doing good though.
What is it?
We want to be able to make sure that if you guys need information,
yes, please contact us. Let us know.
We can provide you with more.
Up top.
Okay, there it is.
Yeah, they're right there.
We can provide you. Sorry, you guys. We're just making sure that we keep going here. We can provide you with the steps of.
Right.
If you think you still are in this place of unforgiveness,
right?
We can share.
Hey, Maria, how you doing?
And then we can provide you with the 7 steps to the forgiveness.
Right.
We want you guys to know that. We want you to be free of that pain, because when you are still living in a place of, I don't want to forgive, I know they did me wrong, oh, they hurt me, oh, they took this. We're not minimizing your pain.
No.
We're not minimizing your pain, but we are telling you, if you continue to stay there, you will lock yourself in
an unforgiveness prison.
Say that again, baby.
You will lock yourself in an unforgiveness prison.
Yeah.
And you know.
You won't live life to your fullest.
No, you can't. You'll stunt you'll be stagnant. You'll stunt your growth. You can't move on. You make impulsive decisions that are not beneficial for you or your family, and there are consequences for unforgiveness, and we may not realize it, but it is.
Only when you truly forgive. Is when you'll really be free of your pain, your hurt, and your anger.
I like that, honey.
And if you hold on to them, you won't be able to enjoy your present moment, and they will affect your health in many ways.
Wow.
Yes, we gave you guys the statistics at the beginning, is that it is statistically shown and proven that harboring unforgiveness can cause depression, anxiety, inner issues, high blood pressure,
stressful situations,
and heart issues. this is that
It's
one
real.
evil word, unforgiveness, can totally just make you lose the life that you wanted to live.
I like that what Kareem said. He says
the person that has moved on, that moved on, but not us. Exactly.
Right.
So release that weight
Release the weight
off
off yourself and walk into victory.
Exactly.
Walk into victory.
And this is what we're sharing with you guys tonight. We hope that you got a lot out of this. Know that, however, when you learn how to forgive, you become free.
And break the bondage of unforgiving. We have now given you the keys of unlocking the unforgiveness prison door.
That's really powerful.
So now it's time, as you know, Pastor Kareem said, listen, it's time to walk in.
Exactly.
It's time to walk into your victory. You can, listen, I'm telling you, it's a beautiful thing when you forgive.
And
you learn, you can
beautiful.
grow.
It is.
You can grow.
You can grow together in your relationship.
You'll see the growth in the family.
Listen.
You'll see what's going on. Listen, man. In this time right now, man, the best thing is to be together.
And be authentic.
Be
authentic in who you are. Be authentic, your real self. You cannot be your real self if you're walking around still harboring hate because your husband did something and spent your money, or maybe he did something. I don't know what it is, but God is showing me that some of you all are holding on to resentment, and you've got to let it go.
Let it go.
I don't know what it is. I'm not trying to get in your business.
Even your co-workers, let it go.
You gotta
they get on your last nerve, man. You know, you put your lunch in the fridge and they took it. Let it go. Hey, they used to happen a lot at my job. They take your lunch, man.
But at the end of it all, you're the one paying the high price.
There you go.
When you're upset, you're angry because of what somebody else did to you, you're the one paying the highest price. They done forgot about you. They have forgot about how they angered you.
And your body is racked in pain and is stressed, and you can't sleep. You're having night sweats because you're still dealing with that issue.
What's that song?
It.
I think I better let it go.
Let it go.
I don't know what you better do, but I'm here to tell you we've got to
Don't let unforgiveness TKO you out.
Oh, please don't. Please don't, guys. Please don't let it. And I'm smiling.
No, that's an old Teddy. Is that that's old Teddy Pendergrass.
I'm laughing, but it's not
it's real,
anything funny.
It's real, though.
Real. And if you don't, if you let go and let God, exactly.
There you go.
And if you don't let go, now it's going to grab a hold of you.
Yeah.
I feel somebody needs to be free. I feel like somebody's being free right now. I feel like somebody is being free from the prison of unforgiveness tonight, and your relationship is going to catapult.
Your family life is going to catapult.
Everything that is around you, because you've made... Here's the point.
Okay.
It doesn't mean that it disappears from your memory.
No, it doesn't. It's there. And like I said, if you watch them Tyler Perry shows,
it may come back.
Hey, what if Tyler Perry's like, hey, listen, you need to stop talking about my show. But listen, it's going to come back. But it's how you handle those triggers when they come back.
Yeah.
You know, and now that, we're giving you a few steps. Not every step may be beneficial for you, but you can tailor these steps to help benefit you, that'll fit in the mold of how you like to handle your relationship.
Exactly. And when here's the point, make a decision